In an effort to save money, use what we have, and also create a little bit of a stockpile, I thought I'd share with you some of the tips and tricks that I've been doing to save us big money. Week 1 of the 4-week Coles flyby spends. Yes, they're back again. So we've got the grocery haul for you. I'm also going to share with you a meal planning and how we're going to tie it all together. This is our first freezer and it is a hot mess, and I really do need to organize it. But of course, ADHD means that my interests have gone elsewhere. And I know that my second freezer is a lot easier to get into because each of the drawers are designated. There's a beef, there's a chicken, there's a vegetable, and then there's bits and pieces. So I've gone through the freezer and I have pulled out some pieces of meat that I know that will work well with meals. I am trying to focus on ideas of food as well. So every Saturday night is a burger night, Sunday night is a roast or something well cooked because I've been home and I've got the time. Tuesday night was either chicken and rice or it's fast turning into Taco Tuesday. And then I just have to worry about the other meals around the week. First, I've got a notebook that I've been keeping all the grocery related information in there so it's not in my head. So if I'm going through a catalogue and I see something's half price or I'm trying to create a shopping list, I put all of it in here. I've got the lists with all the prices, some of what I can estimate to be, and then what the real price is so I can adjust on future shops. What I'm planning on doing for future videos with food, if it's cleaning out the fridge or having to restock something, and meal plans, which I'm going to show you what I've been planning for this week. Now that we've got the meat pulled out, we've at least got a rough idea of the meals. I thought I would just focus on 3 main meals for now, but I will plan other stuff. Breakfast is not really a thing in our house. Some people eat it, some people don't, some people snack. It is what it is. My husband will eat a muesli bar, however, because it fuels him up to ride his bike to work, and he'll often have one for lunch. So I know that we go through 2 packets a week. And then for lunch is just all the basic bread, ham, lettuce, cheese, and wraps. And if I make pizzas, I will need the spinach, the mushroom, and the pineapple because we have ham, cheese, and pineapple to do that. I am starting to make my own pizza bases as well. Snacks, we have wraps, dip, biscuits, apples, banana, and strawberries, depending on the pricing, depending on whatever fruit we get. And for dinner, the basis that we need, because we already have the meat, is potatoes, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, pumpkin, some zucchini, and cream. Then I was looking at the protein or the meat for the meals. So chicken of some sort, a roast, burgers, some mince for the tacos, maybe a lasagna, and of course chicken nuggets, and then maybe chicken and rice. And dessert, I was thinking a cheesecake, jelly, and an apple crumble. So it's just a bit of a plan, so I know that I need to touch base with all of those ingredients. I made a bit of a grocery list and I actually estimated it to be $173.65, but it only paid $158.26. There were some things that I didn't get. We've got in here previous grocery hauls. This is like my main staple. So if all I need is the basics, I know that these are the things we eat every single week. It'll cost me $63.43 if nothing is on special. And it is a good base, so I don't have to think, oh, what do we need? It helps with stockpiling as well. If I'm going and buying 2 packs of muesli bars, apple juices every single week, if we don't get through it, then we have a stockpile. In preparation for this week's video, as I said, I already pulled out the meat from the freezer and I put it in the fridge to defrost for a couple of days because I wanted to get ahead and make a plan, and I had to sit with it for a while because last week, things just were not going to plan, and by Thursday I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. And I know that I need to go through the freezers and write down what we have, but I was also trying to get my head around that it's week 1 of the flyby spend and I wanted to spend effectively and share with you how I'm doing it too. So your ADHD means, of course, you're really hesitant to go ahead and do anything and grab stuff because you're like, oh, I can't touch that because it won't look right. But anyway, we got the meat out, we've thrown it in the fridge, and then we created that plan around the meals we've got. And then Saturday night is here, which means burger night, which saves my sanity because, as I said, it's that staple thing that's here every single week. So I make my homemade chips, just peel the potatoes and chop them up, give it a bit of a spray of oil and cook that. and I've been learning how to make my own burger patties. Now, I had bought some fresh mince that was separate to this haul because I was trying to do a cooking thing, so you'll probably see that come up in the next video. And I'm just guesstimating of what to make. So I've got the mincemeat in there, I've got an egg, I've got some panko breadcrumbs, and I've thrown in some Italian herbs. If you have a way to make homemade burger patties, please share. I need all the help I can get. The only thing that I do know is that roll it into a bowl and then put an indentation in the middle of it, because then when it cooks it doesn't puff up as much and it cooks a lot more evenly. So I'm glad that I have that. So I've made 2 average biggish patties, and then I've made 4 smaller patties, and I wrapped those up and put them in the freezer for another time because this was fresh meat. It wasn't mincemeat that I'd pulled out, defrosted, and then refrozen again, because no one needs food poisoning, thank you very much. So don't panic. I semi know what I'm doing. I didn't need to have burgers tonight because it was actually my birthday. So I had my birthday dinner Thursday night with the Chinese. But tonight, or today, my best friend called me up and said, we need to go for lunch for your birthday. So I said, okay, and went to Faster Pasta. We couldn't eat all. And so my stuff got bagged up for a doggy bag to bring home. So I'm going to happily eat that for my dinner. And then that saves money. That's a tip too. Get someone to take you out for lunch, and then the leftovers you can have for dinner. I put the beef patties into a little aluminium alfoil little boat. So when they cook, they sort of cook in their own juices, but then also juices don't go all over the pan because my eldest is a vegetarian. And also we don't want juices running underneath the chicken burger because it doesn't cook, it doesn't get nice and crispy. So we make sure everything is separated because we try and be accommodating and nice to everybody. And then Sunday night, because I was busy food prepping everything else and also wanted to use it up, I grabbed plant-based mincemeat out of the main freezer. Hubby and I are having leftover stew that we had a couple of nights ago. My son's got his standard chicken nuggets, mash with some gravy, and then my daughter's dinner is there. And then we basically have used up everything from the previous week as well. We're ready for a fresh start. Okay, here is our grocery haul. I will put the total on the screen that I spent because it takes too much editing doing everything individually. I know that people divide up their groceries into fruits and veggies, dairy, carbs. It's here. It is what it is. So we'll start over this side. I got some English ham. We have these for sandwiches, wraps, lunch basically, packet of crackers, apple and blackcurrant juice and regular apple juice, milk, and just 1 iced coffee because I just needed enough to get through sort of the weekend, and then next weekend I'll buy more because I was just trying to stick to the spend and get the basics. I got a tin of tomatoes. Even though we have some in the pantry, I wanted them to be in this meal haul because we've got a meal I'm doing for my daughter, and I thought if I include it that would help. Pineapple, I'm planning on making some pizzas for lunches. People have been enjoying those as a snack thing. And beetroot, we have beetroot on our burgers every Saturday night, and I thought I would just grab an extra tin. I can't remember if there's one in the cupboard or not. I haven't done my research before. Grapes, it was half a bag. They have been enjoyed by many. Potatoes, I had to open them to use a couple, but I got the big, is it a 4 kilo bag now? Anyway, completely out of our block shredded cheese. So I picked block cheese, which I will shred myself. We came undone when I wanted to have tacos last week and found that we didn't have any, so we'll definitely have tacos on the menu this week. Then we have the plant-based chicken schnitzel, and under here is the plant-based beef burgers. I couldn't actually find any plant-based mincemeat in the shop. I would have picked some up if I could have, like I said, because it would have helped with the meals. I do have some in the freezers though, so that will help with creating a space. But these are the things that I don't ever want to run out of. Bread rolls, we've had burgers, so it's just a couple left. Multigrain, we've had some of that. Bread and white bread. I got some cream. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it, but I was like, we should have some. Might do pancakes or something on the weekend. Cheese and chive dip. This is my daughter's favourite, so I picked it up for her. Tasty shredded, no, this is not shredded cheese. This is sliced cheese for lunches. Put those back. A lettuce. This is my daughter's favourite yogurt at the moment. I happened to pick up a packet at NQR for $2, the packet of 4, and they disappeared. So I picked up these, but they were on special for $4.20 or something. So it's pushing the envelope a little bit, but if it's an enjoyable food, I'm going to pick it up. Got some strawberries because snacks, but also I'm thinking if I do go the pancake route, these would be really good. Pumpkin, I picked this up. This is only a really small piece, so it only weighed in at like $1.19 or something. It's $3.50 a kilo, so I had a laugh. If I go past a fruit and veg shop that has pumpkin out for 99 cents a kilo, I'm probably going to pick up a whole heap and chop it up. I don't mind buying it at the supermarket, but when it's $3.50 a kilo, anything more than that gets a bit... zucchini, I will make a quiche for my daughter. Baby spinach, it is for the pizzas. My brain's failing me today. Broccoli and cauliflower are the two main veggie staples that my daughter enjoys eating. So I'm pretty much going to buy them every week, because then on the off weeks, I don't have to worry about it. But again, if I end up at a fruit and veggie shop and I see them like really cheap, I'm going to pick them up, because they're one of the things we can stockpile in the freezer happily. Mushrooms, I do have more. They've just fallen out of the bag because the bag's gone a bit funny in the fridge, so you get the idea. Bananas, oh, I forgot the carrots. I just get the I'm Perfect. It's a 1.25 kilo bag, because it's the same price as the 1 kilo bag that Coles have, and usually the carrots aren't too bad. Sometimes there's a bit of interesting carrots. These ones look okay. Maybe the interesting ones are on the inside. Pink Lady apples. I'm hoping these ones are okay. We find that usually at the supermarket they're not the best, so we'll have a go, and if not, we'll be having some very expensive apple crumble at the end of the week. Did I already say bananas? I grabbed 5. I figured one for every weekday. Then we have the soft wraps. We have the small and we have the large. These is really good for lunches. These are more for snacks. And 2 packets of the muesli bars for hubby has one for lunch and then one for a snack as well. So we have everything there. I would have to say that putting away the food is irritating. It is something I do not enjoy doing, but what I do enjoy doing is making waffles. Oh my gosh, my potatoes are overgrowing in the cupboard. I put them in there on purpose, do not panic, and they're yet to be planted in the garden. We're not even going to go there. But anyway, these waffle / pancake mixes I got sent to me ages ago in PR, and I just had to do a TikTok shout out for them, so I did that. And of course we used the original one and we used the crunch one, but I pulled out all the hard bits of sugar, and now we've got this coconut one and banana flavored left. My daughter doesn't eat any of those flavors, so I thought I would just make up a couple of waffles for today. The plan was to make some extras so then my son can just reheat them during the week, but I ran out of time because in next week's video I am doing a whole lot of meal prep to get things ready for the week. So of course I put too much mixture in the waffle mixer, but it still made waffles and everyone ate them happily. It didn't say anything. I don't think anyone would complain. They just ate them and they look beautiful. What can I say? So bit of a mess to clean up. Oh, I'm not a good cook. What can I say? But look at that. Art. Pure art. And then this is the art mess. This is the real life of an influencer. This is the bit that you don't see. And the last waffle that was absolutely perfect. So of course I've got to now clean up all of this. My daughter doesn't eat the waffles, like I said, so I thought I would make her pancakes, and also then we've got pancakes for meals during the week for her to snack on, and I'm using up the buttermilk that I got from when I made butter last week. Sunday night, hooray, it's time for the roast. And I tell you, if I've read the back of that packet once, I've read it about 8 different times, trying to work out how much time to cook it for and what the thing was, because the front of the packet says 90 minutes, but the back of it was saying 30 minutes for every 500 grams. And I'm like, well, it's 1.2 kilos. The math was not math, and let me tell you. It also says on the packet to keep in the soaking pad and just cook it in the container that it's in. I didn't see any soaking pad when I finished cooking it and took the meat out, so I was a little bit confused. Also, trying to get all this plastic off was just a bit of a nightmare, so I'll save you the trouble. Wrapped it in some alfoil and cooked that in the oven. So next I'm making a quiche for my daughter. So I've got in this container 8 eggs, and you just give them a little bit of a mix through, and then we're going to put in lactose-free cream. This has been in the freezer, the container, so I'll show you what it looks like, because people do ask me if you can freeze cream, and yes you can. Ideally it would be best to put it in a Ziploc bag and to be able to freeze it flat so it defrosts fast. You can throw it in the freezer like this in one big container. I'm going to show you though what it looks like. Now this is still perfectly fine. It is just a little bit solidified and kind of dried out in some areas, so you can see how chunky it is when it comes out. This cream was from my best friend. She was cleaning out her freezer and she gave it to me. It's completely frozen when she gave it to me, so it went straight into my freezer. When she bought it, it went straight into her freezer, so that it's not overdue or late or anything like that. That's just what cream looks like. Oh yeah, I broke a bowl, which is one of my favorite bowls as well, and I use this for making jam as well, so not happy. Then into the egg with the cream mixture, I grated nearly a full zucchini. I just eyeball it to see how much it looks like. I put in the last of the frozen corn that we had, and also about half a cup of plain flour. You can do self-raising flour if you want. It will puff up like a souffle. I just do plain flour. I just give it a really good mix and then into the oven for about 40 minutes. Sometimes the middle of it is not quite cooked, so just be aware of that. Maybe stick a knife in there so you can test it. But after a while, you get pretty good at learning how to make it. For the side for hubby and I's dinner, I've done some little roasted potatoes. Also, this is a little bit of a use it up. So I've had in the cupboard for quite a while this Italian herb potato mix thing, and I only ever use about 1/4 of a packet at a time. So again, I've just sprinkled a little bit in there, and there's still enough for another meal, and I just give it a little bit of a mix around. I probably should have sprayed some oil in there or something, but I just find that the herb mixture sticks to the potatoes. And hubby really likes it. The first time he ate it, he said, "Oh, where did you get these from?" And I was like, "I made it." So feeling like a bit of a legend when people are happy with what you've had. Probably put a little bit too much mixture in here because I can see the powder moving around, but still, they were tasty at the end of the day. So I put them onto a baking tray and I just sprayed them with a little bit of oil. With the last 4 eggs that were left over, I put it into a container, and I've got some bacon pieces here that you might have seen in the previous video that I cooked up with the rest of that little zucchini bit. And I found this container of sour cream in the fridge. I had planned to do wedges for dinner or the next night. When I thought about it, I thought, no, we need to move on to the next meal plan that we have, so we might as well use all of the sour cream. It took quite a while to mix it all through, so I ended up scraping the last of the sour cream. And when it was cooked and it came out, it was all fluffy like a souffle. It is since dropped down to be flat, but still I enjoyed it. But yeah, it took an effort to mix all of that, the zucchini. I also grated in cheese, that's right, I've got the cheese here, so I was hoping that it would just help with a little bit of the flavour. We're not huge flavour people anyway. We keep things very basic, so at least you can follow the recipes that I have if it's basic that you like, and you can add your own flavouring and things like that. So here is the quiche, all cooked, gorgeous and golden. I went to cut it before I filmed, so plate it up with the cauliflower and broccoli veg, cause my son's chicken nuggets and chips. What can I say, creature of habit. And then here is the souffle type thing that I had cooked. That's just there for meals during the week, or I can have it for lunches if I need. And then mine and hubby's roast. I was so happy with this. The meat looks a little bit pink because it was a thigh meat. It is cooked. As I said, I'm editing this a couple of days later. No one's sick or had the runs or anything like that. Please like and subscribe, because next time we have some mega meal prep to deal with all of that grocery haul, because it was too much to fit all in one video.